be launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs, and we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Tuesday, September 28th, 2021. Let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. You know how they say that friends don't let friends skip leg day? Well, if that's the case, you might want to think long and hard before you become friends with Charles Griffen, because training legs with him might take you to another level of pain that you don't want any part of. According to Charles, bringing up his legs will be a priority number one for him this offseason, with the hope being that when he competes, the added density in his legs will be the missing piece of the puzzle. Charles looked great when we saw him at the Tampa Pro last month, so if he can achieve the level of balance that he's looking for during the offseason, he's going to be a handful by this time next year. And since we're already talking about people who you absolutely do not want to train legs with, I figured we might as well go ahead and jump right into this clip of your reigning and defending Olympia champ, Big Ramy, who looks like he's getting all he can handle on leg day now that he's down there holed up at Camp Menace. When we saw the physique update that Ramy's camp released a few days ago, it looked like he was way ahead of the game. And since then, especially now that he's here surrounded by his entire team, you'd have to imagine that he has to be getting better by the day at this point. And if we're potentially talking about a bigger, more detailed, better conditioned Ramy on stage in 2 weeks, they might as well go ahead and put his name on the check now, because it's about to be all she wrote. I know there's a lot of talk about classic physique given what happened at the Arnold last weekend, and I promise that we will try to tackle some of that tomorrow during Recap Wednesday. But for now, I think we should just couch the Arnold talk and focus on Bryan Jones, because this guy looks like he's ready to make a leap at the Olympia this year. For most fans of the division, Bryan's top 6 finish was probably one of the biggest surprises of Olympia weekend last year. And since then, every time that he's released an update, he's looked more and more impressive, to the point where we have people talking about him now as a possible top 3 contender. Obviously, this division is absolutely loaded with talent from top to bottom. But even in a division that can be 8, 9, or even 10 deep at times, Bryan's still right up there near the top from a talent standpoint. So if his conditioning is where it needs to be, it's going to be a lot of fun to see if he can land a spot in the first call-out. And finally, we're closing things out today by sending a big shout out to a longtime friend of the show, Jordan Plantico, who is finally going to be making a return to the stage after almost 2 full years away. Last week, Jordan released a video on his Instagram that showed him signing contracts to compete in 2 shows, the Nashville Night of Champions and the Hurricane Classic, where his fans will get a chance to see what the former classic physique Olympian has been working on during his long hiatus. The last time we saw Jordan in 2019, he was one of the most exciting young prospects in the division. And now that he's back and hopefully better than ever, it adds one more exciting piece to the puzzle in what's becoming one of the deepest divisions in the industry. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.